Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about cause and effect. So, from the slide beneath me, you can see this is basically a very square swing path. The white line is going to be the target line, the blue line is going to be the path of the swing, and the red line is going to be the face direction. So, we're just going to get a little more clear on what exactly causes what in the golf swing here. So, like I said, this slide right here is just a neutral straight shot. The next slide is going to be the blue line is an over the top arc and swing path. You can see the face is a little bit open to that path, which means the red line, the face, is going to be open. This is where you get huge slices from. Anything moving left through the ball with the face anywhere square to open to the path is what causes slices like that. The next one is going to be an over the top swing that the face is square to the path, which is going to be where you get pulls from a target shot that goes left of the target and stays left of the target. This is that dreaded straight shot that people who are aiming for slices sometimes get. The next one is going to be the opposite. So this is going to be an in to out swing path with the face square to the path, which causes a push. It's a shot that goes right and stays right. So it's the opposite of the pull. The next is going to be an in to out swing path where the club face is closed to the target, and this is where you get that pull hook from. So just to be very basic with it, the ball starts where the club face is pointed. It curves where the path is oriented. So from the inside is a right to left curvature. The face dictates how far right to left it starts. Okay, so now we're going to talk a little bit more about what actually causes a slice so you can see it on video. So I always draw this long one line right here so that you can kind of see the plane. So this line right here is the plane you set for yourself to address. When we roll this tape back or forward, you can see that the club is going to go up that line, which is pretty much what we want. We're not going to go into specifics here on the takeaway or anything, but we're going to see at the top. And there's the top of the backswing. So now, when we get to the top of the backswing, anytime the hands move towards the golf ball, meaning that way or that way, either way, we're going to have a shot that produces left to right spin. So when your hands come down this way, you can kind of see the hands start down on this line, straight at the ball, which actually causes the shaft to steepen on the way down. That's what that is called when the shaft gets taller on the way down, moving in a rightward direction. That is actually what causes a slice. So you can see when I roll this video a little bit further, hands are going to travel towards the ball, club is going to be out here, and it's going to move in a path that is left of the golf ball like that. So that is going to produce a shot that moves left to right. So now we're going to look at what we want to see in a shot, or what we would like to see in a shot. So this is actually going to be a shot that's going to draw just a little bit. So when we're trying to work on our path here, it's super important that when we get to the top of the backswing, we start to learn the feeling of our hands working down towards that line. So keep in mind that anytime the body rotates or turns, just like we said in the other videos, the club is going to be pushed out. So rotation of the body pushes the club to the right. So to offset for that, our hands have to actually work vertically down. It's just the opposite of the backswing. So in the backswing, we have a tendency of creating a motion where we have either too much arm lift, not enough rotation, whatever. But when we do this properly with rotation of the body and then lift of the arms picking it up that line. Most people do this appropriately. The problem is when they get to the top, they go straight at the golf ball instead of doing that in doing the downswing in 2 moves like we intend or should do. So hands work down towards the line. So this is what they call shallowing. What that actually means is hands are going to work vertically down. See that? The club actually gets flatter on the way down. So as opposed to the other swing where we see this here, we're going to see that club get steeper on the way down. So it goes from there to there. It's working to the right and standing more up, right? So that's called steepening on the way down. So what we would like to see here would be a term that most of you are probably familiar with, I would think, because you've heard it before, a shallowing move. So when we roll mine to the top of the swing here, you're going to see the hands, instead of working towards the ball on the right side, you're going to see the hands work down towards the line, and the shaft is actually going to get more flat. So you can see it working under and down and actually getting flatter on the way down, so that when we get towards that position right there, we're actually working back towards the line. That's called shallowing. So to recap, anytime in the top of the backswing, if you go straight at the ball, your club shaft is going to steepen and you're going to have a problem either pulling or putting left to right spin on the club, on the ball. What we want to do is on the left side, where we go back to the top, our hands start to work down towards the line as we're rotating. So you can see that now, like I said, this shot's going to draw because I'm a little bit under the line there. But that when I get to this position right here, my shoulders are still relatively shut, which is why you're going to see that draw. So you can see the club comes from the inside and works this way through impact, which is going to put that right to left spin on it. And when we're talking about learning how to do this, exaggeration is your friend. What this looks like in a little more slow motion, or not slow motion, in a little more usable, functional swing as opposed to a very large in to out swing. Let's see here. Is going to be this. So this is more of a straight shot than having a bunch of spin on it either way. You'll see the club go back to the top here. And then from the top, my hands are going to shallow a little bit. So they still work down. Club is still shallowing there. But the club kind of gets shallow there and actually still is above the line towards impact, but it's sitting on my hands right there. And then by the time I get down, that's going to be a little bit more of a straight ball flight. That's probably going to have a little bit of cut to it, but that's my natural shot. So I don't want you to see this video and think, oh, I've got to get my hands down here or the club down there. That's not what we want. What we want is for the hands to start working down to that line as we rotate. So here they're never going to get down to that line, which is perfectly fine, especially if we're just, trying to play golf as opposed to get something perfect, but they are working down and the club shaft isn't getting steeper on the way down. So we're going to do a faults and fixes thing here. So we're first going to talk about the slice. The dreaded slice that everybody knows. This move is pretty noticeable to most people. It's the move that takes you to the top of the backswing, hands come out, we cut across it and get that big huge slice that everybody has. So what we want to do here is make sure that we understand what's happening. So with a slice, you are coming over the top of the ball or across it and putting left to right spin on it. So it's this move right here, left to right. There
are a bunch of ways to fix this. If you watch the other videos, we've talked about some of those ways. But just to fix this, kind of like a Band-Aid, kind of to get things moving in the right direction for us, we want to make sure we're hitting from the inside. So to do that, as opposed to our normal to the top, chest rotates, we come out, stall, stand up, do something like that, which nobody wants. We're going to make sure that we're hitting it from the inside. So we're going to make sure we're hitting it from the inside. So we're going to take this very slow at first. We're just going to practice hitting some punch type shots from the inside. So we're going to take it back, a good backswing position for you, somewhere around here. It's going to feel super short to most of you, but from there it's easier to feel the impact of the inside. So if you can see that ball, it turns over right to left, and that's kind of what we're looking for here. We're looking for a feeling that makes us hit the ball with a right to left move. Practicing hitting it from the inside. These aren't playable shots, they're just getting you in the habit of learning to hit it from the inside. A lot of people will tell you the way that you fix slices is by taking it further back inside. This doesn't really help anything. It's going to cause you to do a lot of things that are not biomechanically sound. So you get it back to the inside, you start rotating, you shoot the face, and you get pulls for the rest of your life, which is not what we want. The second step of this progression is going to be learning to hit pushes from there. So you take more of a full swing, feel your hands come down, and then swing out to right field, attempt to not throw the club. So it's going to feel and look like that. That's a very straight push shot. You can see that my hands are kind of held off the follow through. That's really all that we're looking for there. Just learning to hit it from the inside. The next step to that progression is going to be full swings that turn over. So really getting the feeling of here, down here, and rotate. So we're going to make this ball turn over as much as we can. Almost killed a bird again. So when we learn to do that, we're changing the way that we hit the ball, we're changing the way our body moves. Just getting in the habit of not getting to the top, rotating first, hands come out and over. We talk about this a lot when we talk about the sequencing of the actual biomechanics.